Okay, so hello and welcome. This is my first time trying to screen record and play a game, but I'm going to give it a go. I'm playing Growing Up. Maybe you've heard of this game. If not, it's a really good, cozy, chill game. It's like a growing up simulator. So you get to start off as a child and make choices throughout your life until you become an adult, and the choices that you've made will determine what your life will be in the future. And what's great about this game is you can just kind of continue playing through generations. So once you grow up, you have the opportunity to also be married and then have a child, and that child will then be the next character that you get to raise up. So I've played this game a couple of times, uh, and I really enjoy it. Like I said, it's a very chill, cozy game. So if you're just looking to kill some time, um, and the stories are also really good in this game. As you'll see, we meet characters, and there are kind of different characters you can meet in every version of your life, and you can kind of see their stories develop over your life, and it's just really interesting. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with a new game, just so we can start fresh. Okay, so from here, you can decide if you want to see the options for parents, or you can just hit surprise me, and you'll just randomly be given parents. But we'll go ahead and take a look so you can kind of see what the parents look like. So you have these options for moms and dads. So kind of what you look like is, of course, based on what parents you choose. So let's just go ahead and randomly choose parents, but I just wanted you guys to see this. Da-da-da-da-da. All right, we've got a mom. Okay, we've got a dad. All right. And also you have the option of letting your gender be decided by fate, or you can select whether or not you want to be a boy or a girl. But this time I'm just going to leave it to fate. And then what's really cute is here, it kind of gives you a little bit of a chance to decide what kind of parents you have. So between how to be tough or how to be compassionate, right? Whether or not your parents are going to be uh, more focused on you, having real good mental fortitude, or being a kind person. Like, what kind of things do your parents want for you? It allows you to kind of adjust that too. So let's go ahead and I'm also big into role playing. So I have a dice around here. And I guess I'll go ahead and roll, and all of the odds will be how to be tough, and all of the even numbers will be how to be compassionate. Okay, so I rolled a 3, so I guess my parents want me to be tough. Okay, so let's do it again. So all the odds will be smart, and the evens will be creative. Let's see. Okay, I got a 5, so we're gonna go if they want me to be smart. Okay, and again, let's see. Either caring or understanding. Oh, I got a 1. Okay, so caring. All right, let's go ahead and get in to the game. All right, and we are a boy. Let's see. Um, let's see. A good boy name. Let's be Emerson. Okay, so this is teaching us a little bit about the game. So, in the game, as it says, you need skill points or knowledge points to buy skills that you need to learn. So, right now, you can see we have 20 knowledge points at the top. And crawling is a skill that only costs 20 knowledge points right now. So, we're able to purchase that skill. So, we're going to go ahead and purchase it. And after we have accumulated like skills, we have to also practice them to really like acquire the skill and master it. So you can see here it says 0 out of 3. So in order to master this skill, we need to practice it 3 times. See, so as it says, you can see you can schedule this skill. We have 3 slots, so we can easily master crawling here. So we're going to go ahead and master crawling. Very sad we failed on this first attempt, but that's okay. Try again. Oh, failure. Oh, too bad. But on the 3rd try, see we've mastered the skill. We get it, and we get extra knowledge points as a reward. Oh, there we go. Those are our parents. Okay. So here it's funny because we also get the option to kind of do something random, and we can have different responses from the people around us depending on what we say. So let's go ahead and roll again. So this time 1 2 will be crawl forward, 3 4 roll around, or crawl backwards 5 6. Oh, I get a 6, so we're going to crawl backwards. Oh, well, maybe we're not the smartest quite yet. We've only learned to crawl. It's still early. All right, so we have some new skills that are available. So we can learn either walking or talking. And as it says, right, like I said, once you become 18, what we've done in our life will kind of decide our future. Okay, so as you can see above where the knowledge points were, as I said, we only have 80. And you see both of these skills require 100. So in order to get more knowledge points in each like round, you go to the brain map and you're able to collect things. I'll go ahead and close this. So at the top left, you can see that there are different categories of attributes. So as we collect these kind of icons here on this brain map, it allows us to increase those attributes, which can lower the cost of our skills. So even though we only have 80 knowledge points, if we increase our intelligence, the cost of it will go down, as you can see there, and we'll be able to afford it. We also want to increase our physique so that the cost of walking will decrease too. So we'll go ahead and do that. I mean, I'll try to kind of evenly do them. If we get them both down to 40, of course, we can pay for both skills. So that would be great. See, so now we can afford to learn both of these skills. All right, so we're going to go ahead and purchase talking. And then after you learn some skills, they open up like a new pathway. So either getting attention or building towers. Okay, so let's go ahead and roll again. The top one will be odds. Bottom will be even. Okay, so we got a 5. So we're going to focus on getting attention. Let's go ahead and learn walking and do the same thing. It opens up 2 new paths. Let's see. I got a 6. So we're going to focus on playing with parents. Okay, so now we go ahead and schedule these skills. And see, unfortunately, we only have 3 slots, but both of them require 2 like practice sessions for mastery. So we're only going to be able to master 1 in this round. So let's decide which to prioritize, either talking or walking. All right, I got a 4, so we're going to focus on mastering walking this time, and we'll spend 1 session for talking. Okay. All right, a failure. Another failure. Nope, it's mastery. Okay. Wonderful. And talking, of course, we did not master it this time, so next time. All right, we're taking our first step again. Oh, let's see. How do we take our first step? Oh, a 6. All right, so we spin around and fall over. Okay, it's not really looking good for our intelligence here. We crawled backwards and now we've spun around and fallen over. But again, we're getting there. We're getting there. We haven't gone to school yet. Maybe school will help us build some intelligence. Okay, so again, as you can see, we still don't have enough knowledge points, and we have 2 new skills that we could learn. So we're going to start off with the brain map and try to reduce the cost of those skills. And as it says here, now we're able to start collecting knowledge points from the brain map too. So let's learn a little bit of empathy. Let's collect a knowledge point here. We could earn a little bit of creativity, imagination points, because we don't have anything yet. Okay, there's intelligence. Focus on empathy. Right now, empathy is really expensive for us. So it would be good to bring that cost down. But we're very limited in what we can do. So it doesn't seem like we might be able to afford playing with parents this time. So it might be good to prioritize getting attention, because at least we can afford that. There's another empathy. Okay. Well, we tried our best, but yeah, definitely we're going to focus on getting attention because we can afford it. Okay. So, first let me go ahead and purchase that skill. Okay, again, now we have a new pathway that we can open up, either with playing with remote or opening jars. So let's roll for it. Okay, so it's a 4, so that means we're going to focus on opening jars. Okay, now we can go back to scheduling. And once you learn another skill that's kind of connected to a previous skill, they'll be in this drop down menu. So if you're ever looking for a skill that you didn't get to finish, you should check the drop down menu. And then walking, as you see, we already mastered it. If we practice it, we can still improve. As you see, empathy here and physique will improve when we walk. But since we have only 3 slots and we need exactly 3 to master talking and then still master the new skill, getting attention, let's go ahead and do 1 talking and 2 getting attention. Okay, so now let's start. All right, so now we have mastered talking, and we get some bonus points for mastery. And we're also going to do getting attention, and we mastered it here, so we also get some bonus points. Oh no, our parents are ignoring us. All right, let's see. What should we do to get their attention? Okay, I got a 3, so it looks like we're gonna cry really loud. Oh no, like a banshee. Oh. Alrighty. Okay, a little bit of bargaining there from Dad. Okay, so yeah, since we selected opening jars, it's now available for us. And as you can see here, it's teaching us a little bit about the growing bonus. So that's great. And we can see at the top that everything has a +2 to it. So that's our growing bonus. All right, so again, starting off, we have these 2 skills, but we cannot afford them at this time. So we're going to open the brain map and, oh, wonderful. Okay, now we're learning about these special sections, which will help the growing bonus. So first, playing with parents, we still don't have enough empathy, so let's click on empathy. Then let's go ahead and pop one of the hexes here as well. Okay, so let's see. What should we do next? Ooh. Well, looking at the skills we have now, we haven't really done anything for memory, so let's go ahead and work on increasing memory, because we might get a skill later that requires memory and is really low right now. Okay, so we at least have enough knowledge points to get 1 new skill. So, let's see, which skill should we acquire? Let's go ahead and roll for it. All right, so 5. So let's go ahead and acquire opening jars. And then let's go to scheduling. Okay, so again, we've acquired opening jars, a new skill, and we need to practice it 3 times. We have 3 slots. So let's go ahead and master opening jars. Okay, failure, another failure, and success. All right, we've mastered it, so we get some rewards there. Ah, a child-proof cabinet. Let's see. What do we do? All right, that's a 6. So we're going to figure it out. All right, finally some intellect. Okay. Ah, oh, they weren't locked properly? Oh, no, they were. We're just too smart. We had, 2 failures with crawling and walking, but the 3rd time is the charm. We are good at breaking into things. Maybe a career in thievery? I don't know. I hope not. Okay, we're almost ready to go to preschool. Wonderful. Then maybe we can make some friends. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at, as it told us, our skill tree. So if we look here, as I was saying, there are some skills that are part of the same pathway, the same skill tree. So we've learned talking, which connects to getting attention, and then led to opening jars. We've also learned walking, and we can learn playing with parents. We can buy this skill now, actually, because we can afford it. So let's go ahead and buy it, and it leads us to these 2 new skills that would be under it. So let's see which one we should choose. I got a 5. So it looks like we are going to choose playing with animals will be our next skill. Okay. So that skill of playing with animals should appear in one of these locks underneath playing with parents. Okay, so let's open the brain map, because we still want to acquire more attributes and knowledge points. Okay, so the only one we can start off with here is physique this time. So we're going to start from physique. Let's work on our imagination. It's also quite low. Let's continue, I guess, empathy. Gain some knowledge points. Okay, physique, a little imagination. Okay, some memory, of course. Our memory is still really low. Okay, so we're getting down to only a few more brain points. So let's keep going down. Imagination. Okay. Okay, empathy and physique are pretty equal. But let's hit this imagination. Go back here. Okay, so our imagination is up, so that's really good. Well, our knowledge cap is still really low, so let's go ahead and get a knowledge cap. Okay, and that gives us a chance to get more memory. Alright, so our memory is getting better. Okay, so based on the skills that we have now, we can go ahead and schedule something because there are no new skills available to learn. And yeah, as you saw, we have playing with parents. So we can go ahead and schedule playing with parents and master that. And then we'll have the option to do playing with animals after this. And we still have the extra spot. So we don't need to like do anything else for mastery, but we can see what kind of attributes we want to improve anyways, and we'll just practice something that we've already mastered. So looking at what we have, we could gain 6 intelligence by opening jars. We could gain more empathy and physique if we do something on the right. We also have the chance to boost our imagination with either getting attention and talking, as well as intelligence. Right now, our empathy and our imagination are kind of low. So which one should we focus on? Alright, I guess let's roll for it. So we've got a 2, so let's go ahead with on the right. And I guess we'll schedule an extra playing with parents, because it'll give us more of a boost to empathy. Alright, we've mastered it, and we'll do it one more time just for extra bonus. Okay, nice. So it looks like we're at preschool by the background, and we have a lot of new skills related to the things we should learn at preschool. So let's see. Okay, oh good, and now they're opening up the mental health section. So if we're really stressed out, our mental health is going to go down and we'll be unhappy. So we really want to make sure that we are spending our time like not only building skills but also doing something to help us relax. So right now we can do jigsaw puzzles to help us relax. So we're going to go ahead and do a jigsaw puzzle. And you can also see that this right now has 1 out of 7. So it also has like a mastery and mastery reward. So if we do this 6 more times, we can master jigsaw puzzles. But for now, it helped us boost our like mental health level. And we also gained 5 intelligence. So that's great. Okay, now it's also going to introduce our action points. So to do the jigsaw puzzle, it just took 10 of our action points. And right now we only have 20. So we could only do that one more time. So let's go ahead and do it. Okay. Alright, so already we could afford counting to 10 and also gardening basics. Now that we're in school, we can see that the skills like mathematics and literacy are like really like academic type skills. And as I said, the choices we make now are really important for like our future, and especially our academics. We're going to go through school, and just like in real school, you know, you have to perform well academically to like go to a good university and get a good career, etc. So we really want to start prioritizing these academic skills. So we could go ahead and purchase counting to 10. And it would be fine to purchase it now. Like if we open the brain map, there's a chance to reduce the cost of these skills. But actually, if we hover over counting to 10, it says the minimal knowledge cost has been reached, which means that this skill won't get any cheaper. So like ultimately, I think it's best to reach the minimal knowledge cost for skills, because that means that you'll be like maximizing like your knowledge point by spending the least amount that you need to get a skill. So right now this skill is at its minimum cost, so we can go ahead and purchase it. It's fine. But gardening basics can actually get as low as 20. So I don't think we should go ahead and purchase it now, even though we have enough. So we're going to go ahead and open the brain map. And here's another new type of icon that's being introduced. So they're neurons. So we can also get additional brain points. So that's kind of like our stamina in here for how many icons we can click. And so we do want to boost that stamina so that we can start getting more points, more attributes. So gardening is a part of the empathy path. So we're going to go ahead and start clicking on that empathy icon. We'll click on this empathy icon and you can see the cost is going down. Again, it would be best to purchase this when it's 20. So we'll try to see if we can get it to 20. But then next, learning the alphabet is another skill we want to learn, and it's a part of memory, and the minimum cost can be as low as 20. So we should also try to click on these memory icons too. Okay, there's another empathy. I guess we'll go ahead and increase our knowledge points. All right, that opens up some more memory. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so we have both access to memory and empathy here. Another empathy. Let's do empathy. Again, trying to get that down to 20. Okay, and then here we can increase brain points, which is great. And this will give us more brain points. So that means that we increase the stamina. So we can click on more icons and keep going. So again, we're going to hit empathy there because we really want to get that down to 20. All right, and since memory is open to us, we can click on memory. So now here we can see that if we want to improve our passive memory bonus here, we would use all of our remaining brain points of 15 brain points. But that's also equal to clicking on 3 different icons. So right now, I'd rather try to see if we could get another empathy icon. So I'm going to click on just an icon and not this big hexagon. So we didn't get an access to another empathy, but let's try up here. Okay, so not another empathy, but we're still boosting our memory, which is useful for us for learning the alphabet. But we only have one more option. Only have one more that we can click because we only have 5 brain points left. So since we don't have empathy open, let's go ahead and click on memory because again we're working on trying to learn the alphabet. And 25 is still not bad. So we didn't get it to its lowest cost, but it's still pretty low. So let's go ahead and learn gardening basics. Okay, so now we're going to go home. We finished brain map and we played jigsaw puzzle or did jigsaw puzzles. There's nothing else we can really do. So it's time to go home for the day. Okay, so now that we're home, now you can see our room has also changed. And even at home, here's something else we could do for entertainment, which is watching cartoons. It also costs 10 of our action points, but since we spent them all at school doing jigsaw puzzle, we won't be able to watch cartoons now. But let's go ahead and schedule practicing the skills. And as it's saying, you can also schedule the entertainment. So we spent our action points, so we can't do jigsaw puzzle using action points, but we could do it here if we scheduled it. So we acquired counting to 10 and gardening basics, which both require 2 scheduled practice sessions to master. So since we have 4 now, we see we've increased by 1. Let's go ahead and just go ahead and master both of these since we can, and we'll get that mastery bonus. All right, we've acquired a green thumb. All right, we're learning to count to 10. Beautiful. Ooh, nice. And we did well for both sessions, but now we've mastered it. Alright, so now we have new skills available. Writing numbers and pet care basics. So here we go. This is what I was talking about, why it's important to start prioritizing the academic skills. As it says, you're going to have to start taking exams as you go through school. So it's good to learn as many skills as possible before. So we only have 2 more turns left until we have to take our first exam. And as it says on the upper left, you can see how ready you are for the exam, and you want that to be as high as possible before you take to the exam. It'll be very helpful. And we also have opened up a new location at the school, so you can see that we can travel. Last time we were in the playroom, now we're outside, and that means another form of entertainment is also open to us here, which is the slide. So we could also do sliding, and it has other bonuses. This time it's going to be a boost to our empathy as well as our mental health, which we can see is now decreased. So when we were focusing on learning those skills during our scheduled time, it was decreasing our mental health because it's like we're focused on something that's not entertainment. It was educational. So we definitely want to strike a good balance between doing things that are entertainment and helps us relax, rather than only doing things that are for academic skills. So since we are now outside, we'll go ahead and try to slide to boost our mental health and also boost our empathy. That's helping us right now reduce the cost of pet care basics. Let's see. And then right now, writing numbers is, it's actually at its minimum cost. So maybe we won't worry about the jigsaw puzzles. In fact, maybe we should just save one of these these 10 action points for watching cartoons at home, because we haven't tried that yet. And that also costs 10 action points. So we'll save that. But we have at least tried the slide once. So let's go ahead to brain map and start picking up more attributes. So again, writing numbers is intelligence, and that's already at a minimum. So let's focus on trying to decrease the cost of pet care basics and learning the alphabet, which we still have not been able to do. So between the 2 icons that we could start off with, let's go ahead with physique, because that's also pretty low, as well as our imagination is pretty low. But now we have access to empathy and memory, so let's go ahead and click on those. Okay, let's click on them again. Let's do another empathy. Okay, so now we only have access to basically intelligence. Let's do another imagination because it's low as well. And then this time, let's do a knowledge cap. Okay, and that opened up more imagination, which we needed. And great, we've just accessed more brain points. So now we can click more icons. Okay, so now we can continue working on empathy, memory, empathy, imagination. Okay, more empathy. All right, let's go this way. Okay, great, even more brain points. Wonderful. All right, so now let's keep going for memory, imagination here, and more memory. Okay, so we spent all of our points now, but that was great because now we've reached the minimal cost for pet care basics. Writing numbers was already at its minimal cost, and learning the alphabet has decreased, which is great. So also, as it was saying before, you can see whether or not learning a certain skill will help raise your exam readiness. And since we have to take the exam in 2 turns, we do want to prioritize skills that boost exam readiness as well. So luckily, all of these will boost our exam readiness. So let's go ahead and choose writing numbers and pet care basics at their minimal costs. So learning the alphabet, hopefully we can learn it in the next turn. So we're going to go back, and as I said, we're going to save our last action points for watching TV at home. So let's go home, and just again, you can check here that our exam readiness has increased because we learned those 2 skills. So let's go home now. Okay, we're going to watch cartoons, and that also helped boost our memory, which is really good. And the cost of learning the alphabet has decreased. So now we can schedule. Okay, so we have writing numbers, pet care basics, as well as new skills that we just learned and haven't mastered. And we still have now all these forms of entertainment, which we haven't mastered, but if we master them, we'll get a little bonus. But let's focus on the skills that we need first for the exam. So let's decide, do we want to focus on writing numbers or pet care basics? So we can only master one this go. So let's see what we should prioritize. Okay, so a 1. So we'll prioritize writing numbers and master that. And we'll still schedule 1 pet care basics. Okay, that went well. And we have mastered writing numbers. Okay, and oh wow. Okay, the bunny tried to jump us. Okay, so that didn't go well, but with 2 more scheduled practices, we should be able to master it. Okay, so now we can learn comparing quantities and light synthesis. Wonderful. Okay. And because our memory was boosted with our passive bonus, learning the alphabet also decreased even more. But now comparing quantities is really expensive and requires more intelligence points. And also light synthesis requires at least 300 empathy points for us to even be able to learn it. So we really need to focus on boosting our empathy. So we also could go outside and work on boosting our empathy this way. So let's go ahead and do sliding for 1. And let's go ahead and boost our intelligence here because we pretty much almost have learning the alphabet down to its minimum cost, so we can probably finish it off in the brain map. Okay, great. And now it's introducing the next part of the brain map, which is being able to go to the next map, which resets the brain map. So it's a new map, and you do get a bonus of additional brain points. You don't get to replace your brain point count completely, but it's a bonus. So, and as it says, it's really important to remember this. You cannot exceed your brain point limit. So you just have to be careful about like choosing certain things wisely and like timing them, because you don't want to waste like brain points. So as I said, we could easily get learning the alphabet down to its minimum. So let's first click on this memory icon. And yeah, empathy and intelligence are really important right now for us to boost those as well. So we can click on these icons as well here, gain more brain points. Okay. Let's keep going with intelligence. Oh, wonderful. More brain points, more empathy, some intelligence. Let's do a little more memory. Okay. Let's see here. So we have not reached the icon that will give us a new brain map yet. So we might not get to see that this turn, but hopefully in the next turn we'll get to see that. So we only have one more icon that we can click. So, and at least we got our empathy up to 300, so we'd be able to purchase light synthesis if we had enough brain points. So at this point, let's just go ahead and click another icon, intelligence. That's fine. And although learning the alphabet is not at its minimum, it's still pretty low at 24. So let's go ahead and purchase this skill. Okay, so now we'll go back and then head home because we're done with everything that we can do at preschool. And we'll have to take the exam in the next round. So hopefully we'll be able to kind of reach 100 for our exam readiness before that exam. So we're going to go home and it's time to schedule our skills. So last time we didn't get to master pet care basics, so let's go ahead and schedule 2 sessions to master that. And then we also picked up learning the alphabet this time, which only takes 2 sessions, so we can master both of those this go. Wonderful. So we mastered pet care basics, gives us a bonus, and we mastered learning the alphabet. So now we can also learn writing. And as we can see here, we did reach 100 for our exam readiness, which is awesome. So if we learn writing, this will also help us as well. And we have enough to kind of learn it now. But let's see if we can decrease that cost even more. Still, comparing quantities and light synthesis are pretty expensive for us. They take empathy and intelligence, so let's do 1 of sliding to boost our empathy and 1 of jigsaw puzzle for intelligence, and then let's open the brain map. Okay, so let's go ahead and gain some intelligence and let's work on our memory. Okay, and by doing that, we've brought the cost down. Its minimum is 25, so we might be able to reach that now. And let's continue prioritizing intelligence and empathy. Okay, wonderful. We've now brought writing down to its minimum, so we can go ahead and purchase that now because it's at its lowest price anyways. Alright, and go back to focusing on intelligence and empathy. Alright, we can pick 1 more. So let's do physique because it's kind of low. Oh, and luckily we opened up more brain points, so now we can click even more icons. So that was great. Okay, but now we've spent them all. So, and we're done at school for today, so let's go home. Okay, so luckily, as I said, we did reach 100 for exam readiness, which is great because now, as you can see, we don't have the option to schedule. We have to take the exam because it's time to take the exam. But because we're ready, that means it should be easier for us. So here is what the exam looks like. So as it says, we have to tap icons and we want them to be adjacent, which gives us points. And on the right here, we can see that we need those points to complete these tasks. And these tasks have different point values assigned to them, which boosts the points at the top here that corresponds to our grade. And we want to get, of course, an A grade. And we can see we have 21 turns to do so. That's what that 21 is up there. So they also have specific attributes that they need for us to be able to click each task. So as you can see, pet naming requires 7 empathy and 5 memory. So we want to maximize this by making sure as many of the same color tiles are touching each other as possible. So for example, there's this lone yellow memory tile here, but if we get rid of that, that brings down those other 2 empathy tiles. Same thing for here and here. So now all of these red empathy tiles from these 4 stacked on top of each other on the right all the way over are all touching. So it would be great if we go ahead and click that. That means all of those tiles have been clicked at once and we have access to them. So let's do the same thing here. There will be a lot of intelligence tiles touching each other if we get rid of these memory tiles, which there's still quite a bit of them touching. So that's great. So let's do that. And now look at all of these intelligence tiles that we can click in one go. So as you can see, we have many options. I recommend, or usually my strategy is to try to first focus on maximizing the number of tiles on the left that I am able to click, and then I just wait till like a whole bunch of tasks are like open for me to click on, and then I prioritize selecting the ones that earn me the most points. So out of all of these tasks, pet naming and four-legged animals will earn me the most points. So I will prioritize choosing those as the things that I do for tasks first. As we can see, another new task opened up, which is also 12 points. So next I'm going to do pet naming, and simple punctuation has 12 points, but I need more memory. I'm going to try to go back to the left and get more memory points. So let's go ahead and click this intelligence here, which gives us a lot of memory touching. So now we've done that, we can do simple punctuation. And also alphabetical order came up, which is 12 points. So let's do that. Okay. So right now, the most we can see is tasks that are for 10, and we would need more empathy for those. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this one intelligence here, because now all of these empathy tiles are touching, which is wonderful. So now we can click on these tasks for 10. So let's do the pet training task. Okay. So we also have quite a bit of intelligence here touching. And then that will bring down these yellow memory tiles, which we will need more memory for berries. So let's get rid of these intelligence tiles. And let's go ahead and also do this empathy, because that will give us more memory touching. So now we have this big block of memory that we were able to clear, as well as this big block of intelligence. So let's go ahead and actually click this empathy. All right, now all these intelligence tiles were together. Okay, so let's go ahead and start working on some of the tasks on the right. So again, berries, which was 10, great counting for 12, alphabetical order. Okay, let's do berries again. Oh, now we even have one for 20 if we get more memory tiles, and we definitely have a lot of memory tiles here. So let's go ahead and clear these memory tiles. So if we clear these here, that also connects a lot more empathy. So now let's click reverse order, which is great. Four-legged animals. Rhyming would be open for us if we also increased our memory tiles. So let's do that too. Okay, now we can do rhyming. And great, we can see that we've already achieved an A, which is great, which is what we want. That's the best score. So we definitely will pass the exam with flying colors already, but let's continue trying to earn more points and maximize our score. So again, harvest down here is the most. We need more empathy, and we have a lot of empathy points. In fact, if we just click this one intelligence, we have access to even more. So let's do that now. Okay, harvest is open. We have 2 more turns, and the next highest is street address, but we need more intelligence and we need more memory. So if we click this one intelligence, we can access all of these here, but now we have no moves left. So what we have that we can still earn are sprouts planting and vows. So let's go ahead and do that. And we did earn more points. And like I said, we already achieved an A, so that's great. So we can end the exam. And we earned a great score, so we also get bonus for our mental health and to our intelligence. And I'm sure our parents are very proud. And we've got new skills available, and as you can see from the background and from our character, we are older and we're no longer in preschool. So we're at elementary school. And we have even more academic skills to learn. And also here, as I mentioned, our parents being proud of us for doing well. Well, now we can see our parents' satisfaction. And we want to keep that at a high score because when our parents are happy with us, we can get some rewards. And if we do things for our entertainment, our parents will not be so pleased. But again, it's good for our mental health. So we have to try to find a good balance between the two. Okay. But right now, everything's neutral. And we have these new academic skills from being in elementary school, like spelling and geography. But they also require a minimum of 300 memory. And our memory is almost there, but still too low for right now. We also have some other areas in the school that eventually will open, just like when we were at preschool. But right now we just have the classroom because it's our first day. And here we can also see this thing called expectations. When we get our first expectation, I'll talk about expectations. But for right now, let's open up the brain map because we can't purchase any skills yet because we don't have enough brain points. So now you can see we not only have like skill hexagons, but we also have hexagons for getting more action points and brain points. And we also have charm, which is another attribute, which is this star. And charm affects how people perceive us, basically, kind of like our popularity. So again, we want to try to gain any of these skills because they're all necessary for the next exam we'll take when we need to leave elementary school. So right now, let's just go ahead and try to boost our attributes as much as possible. So as I was saying before about brain points and not trying to waste them, right now we have access to like 10 bonus brain points here with this icon for bonus brain points, but we have 80 out of 85 now. So we can't exceed that limit. So if I were to click on that, we could have earned 10, but it would be a waste because we wouldn't get to earn that extra 5 points. It would just disappear because we only have room for 85. So I'm not going to click on that now, but after I click on something else and spend more brain points, then I'll go back to it. Okay, so now if we click on it, we can see we go back to 85, which is fine. So we got to earn all of those extra brain points and didn't waste any. Let's do a little charm. Great, more brain points. Nothing has come up for physique, but it's actually pretty low for us, which is not good if we have to learn a physical skill at some point. Alright, so now we've earned enough knowledge and decreased the value of intelligence of the comparing quantities by a little bit here, but it's still very far from its minimum cost of 30. So if we can get that down even more, that'd be great before we try to purchase it. We also haven't had the new, there it is, just as I was speaking of it, the next map icon. So actually now, this map, we haven't completed it, but we have the option to move into a fresh new map. And by doing so, as it says, it will give us 40 more brain points. So let's go ahead and actually do that. Another great thing about it is it doesn't cost any brain points to click on it. So if we were at 0 brain points and then we clicked on it, we could gain 40 brain points and open up a new map. So we could do either of those things right now. So since we know where it is, and again, it doesn't cost anything, let's just keep going around this map for a little bit and see if there's any other good things that we want, like maybe another extra brain point. It doesn't seem to be anything else that we can access, so let's go ahead and, oh, there we go. So actually it was good that we waited, because we do gain another bonus. And another bonus. So we've earned an extra 20 brain points, so that was really good. So you don't know what you're going to get when you click on the different icons. So it's just kind of up to deciding, you know, whether or not you think you'll be lucky, or if you're just ready to move on. So now you can see we're in a new map. We went from 0 to 40 brain points, so we have enough to click a few icons on this map, and maybe, if we're lucky, we will get extra brain points, but there's no guarantee. Alright, so we did get some extra brain points, that's great. Okay, and we did reach our minimum required memory of 300 to eventually learn spelling and geography, which is also great. Comparing quantities and light synthesis are still quite expensive, so you can just keep trying to decrease the cost of that. So now comparing quantities has at least fallen under 100 knowledge points, so that's pretty good compared to where it was, but its minimum cost is 30, so maybe if we're a little more patient we can get it down even more. So let's leave because we don't have any more brain points to spend, and let's go home and see what's available for us at home. Okay, so our parents are reading the newspaper, and here we go, they're talking about physical activity. So this is going to open up that first expectation, which I was mentioning earlier. So our dad is starting to talk about the lack of physical activity of the youth. Let's see how we respond to him. Let's roll for it. A 1. So we're going to tell him, hey, I'm very active. Well, I hope that's true. Wonderful. So he wants us to be more active. Cute. He said, let's play outside. Unfortunately, they don't include a scene of us actually playing outside with Dad. But now, as you can see, since we had that little cutscene conversation, our dad wants us to be more active. So this is the first expectation that we've received. So completing expectations is great because we get bonus to the satisfaction of our parents, and if we don't complete them, there will be some type of penalty. So Dad wants us to focus on having a healthy body, so we need to increase our exercise, raise our physique. And you can check on the status of that in expectations. We'll look at that in a minute, but also you can see when we do expectations, it rewards us with pride points, and pride points are useful because we'll be able to get gifts and ask for special requests. There are many categories, as you can see, and we can see what different items, like what kind of effects they give us for each item. So there's an arcade ticket, which is really great. There's a gallery ticket, modeling kit, portable music player, and Snakes and Ladders board game. So these are some other forms of entertainment that could become available to us if we purchase them. We could ask to go on a special trip, and you can see it gives us a big bonus to different attributes when we go on a trip. We could also ask for clothes, so we can change our look, which is great. And here are some special requests. So we need to reach a certain like level of satisfaction before these will become available to us. But then once we do, we can also use these as well, which is great. And this one is really great because it would give us an extra slot. So right now we only have 150 pride points, so it's still kind of low. So let's not really worry about those quite yet. And as you can see, once we have different outfits, you can change them in our wardrobe. But since we haven't done anything for entertainment, and we have the 30 action points, let's go ahead and watch cartoons. Alright, so now we've spent all of our action points, and that boosted our mental health. It did reduce our parents' satisfaction, but once we study, it will increase our parents' satisfaction again. So right now we're back home, and we could schedule and work on some skills that we already have, or we could purchase like comparing quantities or light synthesis. But let's go ahead and go to the schedule menu, and instead of spending 95 knowledge points, because that's kind of expensive, let's just boost our attributes with some of the skills we already have. So at the top of the stack of, like, you see mathematics or nature or literacy, etc., will be the highest earning of the skills in that tree that you have. So that means that these are the ones you want to prioritize to get the most bonus for your attributes, etc. But right now we also haven't mastered literacy writing, which we gained recently. So let's go ahead and master this one. We need to schedule it at least 3 times. And then we can schedule one each of pet care basics and writing numbers, just to get some extra bonus points. And as you can see, although these will decrease our mental health because they're like us, like studying, they will increase our parents' satisfaction. So let's go ahead and schedule those. Alright, so writing's going well, and we've mastered writing. Okay, and now pet care basics, something we've already mastered. Writing numbers as well, we've mastered, and we've got some bonuses. Okay, so now that we're at elementary school, we're going to meet our first friend. So this is going to be the first person that we were introduced to, and as you'll see throughout the game, this person, depending on our actions and like responses to them, we'll have a relationship that develops over time, and we'll get to hopefully play out this person's story. So let's see who it is. Oh, okay. Alright, so some strange girl. Let's see, do we keep our distance from her or do we get closer to her? Let's roll for it. So it's a 3, so we're going to keep our distance. Oh, she's a comedian. Let's see. Do we laugh or do we leave? A 6, so we're going to leave before she sees us. So, definitely maybe we're not going to make a friend today with that kind of response to her. But, oh no, she does notice us anyway. All right, so she's practicing her stand-up. I don't think I knew any kids practicing stand-up at her age, but that's great that she already knows what she likes to do. Okay, let's see. How do we respond to her now? It's a 5, so we're actually going to agree to watch. Well, if this was actually me, I'm pretty sure I don't think I would laugh, but let's see. Let's roll for it. It's a 2, so we're gonna keep waiting for the joke. Yep, I agree. I think that would have been my honest reaction. Oh, well, that did not go well. But if she keeps at it, maybe one day she'll be a great comedian. And okay, we now know her as Bobby and not Strange Girl. Alright, so we've met Bobby. Okay, great. And now it's informing us about the exam that we'll take. So we can see here that we have 8 turns. So that means we'll spend 8 more turns in elementary school. So hopefully we'll get to know Bobby even more throughout these 8 turns. Now we've unlocked a new entrance. This is where we met Bobby, at the school entrance. So in the classroom, as you can see, there's nothing at the bottom for like entertainment. So let's go to the school entrance and check it out. So here at the school entrance, at least we can swing, and that's good for our physique, which is excellent because we have only improved our physique 2 out of 100, and our dad wants us to increase it by 100 in 2 turns. So we've really got to work on our physique, or our dad will be very angry. So let's work on our physique a lot more. Okay, so that was good. It boosted it to 30. So let's open our brain map, and we also need to keep in mind that we should boost our physique. So we still want to learn these academic skills, but we also need to boost our physique. Which is great because we have 2 physique icons we can click on now, and you can see it's increased that expectation. We also still want to work on comparing quantities, so let's focus on that as well. And empathy to learn light synthesis. Okay. Alright, physique. Oh, it's really rough out here. Our dad has this high expectation of us, but maybe it's a little unrealistic. Alright, so we've spent all of our brain points and we didn't earn any bonuses, so... And we also have no more action points, so it's time to go home. So, now we're home. It's time to schedule. So, let's go ahead and schedule some more swing time. It is entertainment, but it does boost our physique. We will get a bonus for mastering it. So let's go ahead and try to master it. Hopefully we can achieve 100 very quickly and make our father proud, and then we can go back to focusing on our academic skills. So let's schedule swing. And since we've already mastered most of the other skills here, let's see, we could do sliding, or we could do jigsaw puzzles, because we haven't mastered those either. So we could work on mastering those, but also it would give us a slight bonus for those academic skills we were trying to learn earlier. So let's go ahead and do jigsaw puzzles. These are all entertainment. So our parents are not going to be happy about us not necessarily studying, but it will boost our mental health and we still get bonuses to our attributes. So let's go ahead. Okay. We're in math class. Oh gosh, there's Bobby. Oh no. She's talking to us during class, and that teacher did look pretty strict. I don't think she's gonna like us talking during her lesson. Let's see what we say to Bobby. A 6. Oh god, we're gonna ask her why. Oh no, we've been caught. Alright, let's see. Do we blame Bobby or do we just go? A 1. Blame Bobby. Oh, let's see how this goes. Well, it doesn't work out, and now maybe Bobby hates us. Oh no. Alright, how do we feel about this? Let's see. Okay, we're gonna thank her. Alright, we're happy that we're out of math class. Okay, so now we have unlocked the library. So we can see here we have the library where we can play hide and seek, and that boosts our charm. And at the school entrance, not only can we swing, which we've mastered, but now we can do hopscotch, which gives us a really great boost to our empathy. And if we look at our expectations, all of that hard work did pay off because we've almost achieved reaching 100 boosts to our physique, which our dad wants us to do. So we definitely will be able to accomplish this and get those rewards. So let's open. Well, first, let's go ahead and maybe do hopscotch because this is our first time to try it. And now it'll become available to us when we schedule things. And it gave us a boost to our empathy, which is great. And maybe let's go ahead and start working on the brain map. Okay, and now we've learned about, we have some super brain points or super knowledge points. So the gold version of the basics, and we'll earn extra brain points or knowledge points when we find them. But again, as it warns, we cannot exceed the brain point limit, so we have to use them wisely. So again, here's a physique icon, and there we go. It allowed us to fulfill that requirement. So now that expectation is finished, and we get the bonus of 150 pride points, and our dad is satisfied. So we can now spend up to 300 pride points later. So now that that's taken care of, we don't have to worry about that. We can go back to focusing on these skills. Alrighty. So we have definitely decreased the cost of comparing quantities and light synthesis by quite a bit. So that's awesome. And we could decrease both of those even more by doing these activities like hopscotch or jigsaw. So maybe let's go ahead and do another hopscotch. But hopscotch does take 15 points, so that would be the rest of our action points. So let's go ahead and do hopscotch. You can see we decreased light synthesis by a little bit. Alright, well, we're all done for now, so let's go home. And now we're having family night. And we're talking to mom, so mom might have a new expectation for us. So let's see. What would we do? What would we do? Let's see. Okay, so 5. So it looks like we're going to say, you're right, I would. Of course. So they're asking us these questions leading into an expectation of raising our empathy. So now we have a new challenge. So we only have 3 turns to do this. And of course, if we fail, there will be a penalty. So we really want to try to meet their expectation. And as we can see, if we open up the requests, now that we have 300 points, we have more things we could purchase. We could even afford a trip now, which would give us a big bonus. So that's an option too. In fact, if we went on this beach trip, we would raise our empathy by 100, which would also finish what they want from us. So to be honest, we haven't tried purchasing any of these things. So let's go ahead and take a beach trip. It does end our turn, but we do get bonuses for it, and it's good for our mental health as well. So we had a wonderful beach trip with our family, and we're feeling very relaxed afterwards. Oh, there's Bobby again. Let's see. How do we respond to her now? A 6. So we tell her our parents love that song. All right, let's see. What do we do now? 3. So we're going to let her finish alone. Okay, and as I said, we were able to meet our parents' requirements for raising our empathy by going on that trip all in one turn. So that's taken care of. So we're back at school, and we still haven't purchased any new skills yet. And we have only 6 more turns before the next exam. So let's go ahead and open the brain map and try to again decrease the cost of these skills before we purchase them. Alright, and we've got some extra brain points here. That's great. Okay, we won't click on those brain points yet, but now we can. Alright, some more brain points. Okay, and now we've opened up the option to access a new map, so that's awesome. We can do that in a little bit after we explore a little bit more. Okay, let's go to the new map. Great, so we've opened up brain points, and we could also go to a third map. Alright, so let's go to the third map. Oh, great, and now we can increase knowledge points by 25. This is one of those gold knowledge point bonuses. Okay, so we've spent everything, but this was a really great run because we were able to go through 3, and as you can see, we've really significantly decreased the cost of both comparing quantities and light synthesis. So let's go ahead and purchase them because we haven't gained any new skills in a while, and they're very low now. And in the library, we never tried hide and seek, so let's go ahead and try it once. So now it's a new form of entertainment that we've unlocked. You can go to the school entrance as well, and we could either do swinging or hopscotch. So let's see. If we do swinging, it'll continue to boost our empathy. But if we were to go back home and watch cartoons, which we haven't done in a while, we could boost our memory, which would also help with these other skills we need to learn. So let's go home. Oh, and maybe we'll get another expectation. All right, what do we think is going to happen? Okay, so we're going to tell him it's going to break. Well, unfortunately, that is not true. And yes, the expectation is to boost our intelligence. So let's go ahead. We said we're going to watch cartoons and hopefully improve our memory. And now we still have only 3 turns left to improve our intelligence. So we have to keep that in mind as well. And we have 250 pride points only, so we could go on another trip and meet that requirement. And that'll boost our intelligence as well as our physique, which is awesome. So we might go ahead and do that so we can unlock this trip. So now we've done that, and since we finished those other 2 skills, we were able to open up food chains and basic operators. And these are also already pretty low, so those are great. So probably after doing the brain map, we might go ahead and purchase those. All right, and here's a new icon, which is the insight. So the insight is really, really helpful because it shows us every icon in its surrounding area. So that's really great. So hopefully we can get one of those and see that. So let's click on imagination because we also have really low attribute points in imagination. And here's one of those super brain points. So we can increase our brain points by 25, but it'd be a waste to use it now. So we'll wait for a little bit. We don't want to forget. Okay, so since we achieved our expectation, we don't have to worry about anything right now. All right, let's go ahead and open this brain points. And now we have access to the next map, so that's great. All right, let's go into the next map. Okay, we can boost our brain points. All right, so this is going to be another great run, it looks like. Okay, so we've spent everything, but basic operators is basically at its minimum. So let's go ahead and purchase that. And food chains could be lower. Spelling, geography, of course, could be lower. And we have still 5 turns, so let's go ahead and just focus on that other skill. And we'll wait for these once we get them lower. But let's spend our action points. So if we go to the school entrance, we can continue to boost our empathy by learning more hopscotch. So let's do that 2 times. Now we'll go home for the day. Oh, okay, we run into Bobby again. Alright, let's see what we say to Bobby. A 6. So, okay, let's go. Alright. Okay, let's see. How do we react to Bobby? A 2, so we're going to compliment her. Oh, and now we might have a scheduled play date. So quickly, we are becoming pretty good friends with Bobby. Let's see, though. How do we respond? A 3, so we are going to invite her over. All right, and again, we have a new expectation to boost our intelligence, which we had already done once, but now we're expected to do it again. And as you can see, since we already took that trip, we can't take another trip again, so we're gonna have to earn 100 extra intelligence points. And we still haven't made our parents proud yet for their satisfaction. It's neutral, but kind of pretty low at 36, so we won't be able to open up these options yet. So let's go ahead, since we have no more action points to spend, and schedule with the new skill that we just earned. So we have basic operators that we were able to purchase, and we did also purchase comparing quantities, and we never mastered it. And light synthesis as well is also here, but we didn't master it. So let's go ahead and master it, comparing quantities first, so we can get the mastery bonus and be done with it. And then let's schedule 1 light synthesis and 1 basic operators, since those are the other top skills that we should master. All right, great. We've mastered that. And we've made some progress for these 2. Okay, and new skills available. The multiplication table, wonderful. Okay, so now the multiplication table is already pretty low, which is great. But let's, of course, as always, try to get that a little bit lower. And food chains is not so bad, but we can, of course, try to reach the minimum. So let's go ahead and maybe do some hopscotch, which will help with food chains. And that brings us closer to mastering it as well. And we'll get some bonus when we master it. Now let's open the brain map and see what we can do here. Okay. Oh, and we were able to raise our intelligence enough, which is awesome. So we've done that expectation and earned more pride points. Okay, and we also have access to the next map, so we'll use that later. Great, so we got multiplication table to a minimum, so let's go ahead and purchase that now and keep working on trying to decrease the cost of food chains and spelling geography. Alright, so we spent all those brain points. Let's go into the next map. Okay, let's see. Hopefully we can find empathy. There we go. And memory. Oh, and we've earned some super brain points, so that'll give us a lot more icons to click on. Okay, memory. Alright, so at this point, let's see. Well, what's low for us is our imagination. So let's try to follow an imagination. And great, that gave us extra brain points. Okay, let's do another imagination. We haven't really moved into this right side, so let's try to see if there's anything good over here. Alright, well that's still pretty good. Our food change is down to almost its minimum, so let's go ahead and purchase it. Alright, and now it's time to go home for the day. And here we go, here's our play date with Bobby. So as you see, as we've become closer with her, we're starting to learn more about her background and a little bit of her, family history. And these kind of things will come into play later as the story progresses. All right, let's see. What should we tell her? All right, so let's ask her where she's from. Oh, wow, she was born in Okinawa. That's cool. Oh, great. So she already called us her friend. All right, so we have definitely made our first friend in elementary school. Let's see what Dad wants now. After a while, these kind of things do get a little bit annoying, especially when we're trying to focus on earning the different skills we need to do well on the exam, but we also have to prioritize these expectations, and sometimes they don't actually align well. So let's roll and decide what we're going to respond with. Let's see. So with 2, so we'll tell him time. Okay, another riddle. All right, my hands. So now he's going to want us to raise our memory. But luckily, I believe one of the trips we have that we didn't take yet is for memory. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way since we have enough pride points. All right, we have some new skills available to us. Great, and we got that bonus. We finished that expectation. Now we don't have to worry about it anymore. Let's go ahead and see if we can do some more hopscotch to help with our empathy. And we're almost there to that mastery bonus. Okay, and literacy, spelling has gone down quite a bit actually, which is really great after we took that trip. So we should be able to maybe purchase this soon. So let's open the brain map, and now we can see we have the knowledge hex as well, which will reduce the cost of all current available skills by 10%. So this will become very helpful. Okay, so this one was a pretty quick run. We didn't get to earn so much, but let's go ahead and purchase geometry because it's at its minimum. And let's go ahead and purchase spelling because it's still pretty low. And let's go back. And as you can see, we still have 3 more turns before the exam, and we're at 88 of 100. So I think we're on track to reach 100 before the exam. Oh, now we're going to the movies with Bobby and her father, so we'll get to meet her father. Oh, okay, let's see. Did we enjoy it? A 3, so we did not like it. Ah, and Bobby, we find out her real name is Roberta, so this is just her nickname. And what do we say to her about her dad? A 5, so he seems cool. All right, let's see. How do we respond to her about middle school? How do we feel? Okay, so we're afraid of middle school. Oh, well, that's comforting to know we'll have Bobby with us in middle school. Well, here's Mom, probably with a new expectation. Let's see. What do we say to her? All right, a 6. So let's tell her that sometimes it's hard to be nice. Oh, and now that we've been to the movies with Bobby, we can also visit it on our own. And I'll show you the city map because we can travel around and visit other locations in the city. Okay, and now we've had our first expectation to raise our charm. So let's see, looking at our requests, we have no more trips available, so nothing for charm. Our parents are not satisfied with us enough for these special request things. And all of these here unlock some other skills. Like this one unlocks another location. But none of these are quite gonna help us with our charm, maybe. So let's go ahead first before we schedule and look at the city map. So far we have our home and we have the Cineplex where we can also visit. Oh, all right. We've been chosen to ask a question. All right, let's see. What should we ask him? All right. How to get started. All right. Well, I guess if we're considering a career in film, we might just have to keep working at it. All right, so that was our first trip to the Cineplex, and right now there's really nothing we can do here, but we just visited. So let's go back home. And because we use all our action points already, we can't try blanket forts, but that's a new entertainment that's available for us at home. So let's go ahead and schedule. So right now, our newest mathematics skills were multiplication table, then geometry. And we didn't finish basic operators. So let's go ahead and finish basic operators. And we didn't finish light synthesis, so let's try to finish that as well, so we can get the mastery bonus for those. And also spelling was a new skill, so maybe next time we'll try to master spelling. Right, and our parents are becoming more satisfied with our performance, which is great. And we're still happy, very, very happy. So that's really great. All right, we've run into Bobby again. All right, what should we tell her? Ah, things ending are always sad. All right, well, that's great. We already have a friend that we can look forward to seeing next year at school. Okay, and we have new skills available, and we have 2 more turns until the exam. And again, remember, we have this expectation to raise our charm also in the next 2 turns. So we've got a lot of pressure. We still need to learn more skills to boost our exam readiness. So geography, evolution are also pretty cheap right now. And literacy, learning to read, we need more memory points, so we can't even learn that right now. But last we were working on hopscotch, mastering that. And now that we've mastered it, that gave us a big boost to our empathy, which was great. And we haven't been doing hide and seek, but this actually boosts our charm. So let's go ahead and do hide and seek to help boost our charm. And now let's open up the brain map and see what we can do. So we could earn a little bit of both charm and empathy there, and some memory, right? A little intelligence, and also we get some bonus brain points. A lot of bonus brain points there. That was great. All right, so not quite what we need. All right, but all right, we did do quite a bit. We've reached the minimum for evolution, so we can learn that, which is good. And geography is also pretty low. So since we're getting close to the end of elementary school and the exam will come up, let's go ahead and learn this skill too to boost our exam readiness. So now you can see we've reached 100. So we're already ready for the exam, which is great. And we can spend the last 2 turns trying to just finish this expectation and maybe decrease the cost of fractions, decimals, and learning to read. So now we don't have enough action points to do anything else here, so let's go home. So it's time to go ahead and schedule. So we said we're going to try to maybe master spelling. That's the newest thing, or the highest tiered thing in this category. And then also we didn't learn food chain, we didn't master it, and we didn't study it at all, but we have evolution. And we also didn't study multiplication. So let's go ahead and work on those two so we can become closer to mastery for those. All right, so we mastered spelling, and we've worked on food chains and multiplication, which is great. We've also got new skills open. Okay, and we're still needing to work on our charm, so let's go ahead and do hide and seek. Okay, so that's pretty good. We only have one more turn to raise our charm. So, unfortunately, unless we can raise our charm in this brain map, we might not be able to meet that expectation. And we don't want that because there will be consequences, so let's try our best to see what we can do. Okay, so here we've got an insight cell, so we can see the cells in the area, which is great because there's a brain point boost and 2 charm icons, so that was useful. Okay, let's see if we can find anything helpful on the left side of the map. Alright, so some bonus brain points. We really need those. Okay, more bonus brain points and charm. Great. Nothing yet. Hopefully we could even find a new map, because this map doesn't really seem to have much of what we need. But it doesn't look like we did. Okay. Well, at least we've also lowered the cost of sociology a lot. So let's go ahead and buy sociology. And we did make good progress towards raising our charm. But we didn't quite meet the requirement. Let's also learn fractions and decimals since it's still pretty low. So let's go ahead and go home for the day. Okay, our dad probably is going to give us another expectation, so let's see what we should say to him. Alright, so we're going to head to our room. Alright, so now he wants us to raise our imagination. So even more requests. So now you can see we have 2 requests ongoing. So a lot more pressure. So now let's go ahead and schedule, and from here we can also do hide and seek to help boost our charm, and we'll earn 3 for scheduling it. And we need quite a bit more. So since we are not really worried about the exam because we've already reached 100% exam readiness, let's go ahead and just schedule a whole bunch of hide and seek to try to fulfill that requirement from our mom. All right, we have new skills available, but yes, our mom is satisfied. We have raised our charm enough. So now we still need to work on dad's request to raise our imagination. So we will work on that as well. And in this round, we're going to have to take the exam. As you can see, we have 0 turns. So we've basically mastered everything that we could have done at elementary school, such as swinging, hopscotch, hide and seek. So that's great. So we can just go ahead and open the brain map. And, oh, we even have algebra, but we'll definitely be learning that in junior high school. We will not be learning that while we're here in elementary school. But let's open the brain map and see if we can't pick up another skill before we move on to the next grade level. Great, and we already have an insight, so we can see everything on this side. Alright, so let's focus on memory. Some empathy. And let's open one of these other areas. Okay, great. So we also have access to the new map. And let's keep going with memory. Let's work on great, more brain points. Okay, let's see here. Empathy. Okay. Wow, we've really explored a lot of this brain map, which is great. All right. So we've pretty much popped or at least seen all of the icons. So let's go ahead and look at the next map since we have access and keep working towards reducing the cost of these skills here. Let's see. Extra brain points, great. We can really prioritize the memory. We can get this psychology down even more. Kind of a waste to use this insight since we pretty much have already seen everything here. So we won't use it. And let's do the last. Psychology is basically at its minimum. So we're going to go ahead and purchase that anyways. Which was great because that also reduced the cost of learning to read. So let's go ahead and do the last icon as this empathy here, which decreased the cost of bacteria. And basically these are both almost at their lowest value. So we can go ahead and purchase them now. And now we also have a choice in the next skill since we've learned nature. So let's decide which one we will focus on. 6. So we're going to learn invertebrates next. Great. So we've mastered all of those extra skills too before we graduate from elementary school. So that's awesome. We definitely still aren't ready for algebra, but probably in junior high we will learn algebra. So now we can go home. And we still have all of our action points. And we can now finally maybe do blanket forts. Maybe watch cartoons once so we can master it and get the bonus. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and take the exam to graduate from elementary school. Okay, so again, we still have on the left all of these icons, and we want to get a bunch of the same color touching, and we can see what tasks we can check off based on the icons that we have. And we also have the extra one of physique now, which we didn't have last time. There are 41 turns for this time. So right now there's not really a lot of the same color touching, but if we get rid of this, we can get a lot of intelligence together. So we'll do that. Okay, and as you can see, we have this kind of special icon that will clear everything in this row. So if we do that, it's kind of a waste because then we'll lose all of these memory icons that we're touching. So let's clear those memory icons. So if we work on some physique, we could either do country population That's kind of the next best thing for us. So we'll also try to get some of the physique icons. Let's see. All right, so we'll do country population. Maybe get rid of this one here. Right, that's a lot of empathy together. A lot more physique. Great. So now let's go ahead and do food chain. Okay, let's see. Where should we go next? Let's do those 4 physiques and do water animal. Alright, that's pretty good. But let's see if we can't do, yeah, some of these down here. That'll be great. Okay, if we still unlock more empathy, we can do average numbers. Okay. And let's see, we still need more empathy and intelligence to either do mythological creatures or greenhouse effect. Well, if we clear this, we can get a lot of that. Oh, that's really great. Okay. So here we could clear this whole row of physique. It would have been better if this special icon wasn't here because we would get a lot of physique done in one. Unfortunately, we can't clear that. All right. Well, we also still need to get empathy, so let's get empathy. Okay, so again, more empathy would be great. So let's focus on clearing this here. Okay. We'll still need a couple more empathy points, but not a lot of them are really connected right now. If we clear this, though, we can boost that. So that gives us enough to unlock that task. Okay, how about focusing on, yep, our memory. That's great. Okay, and some more intelligence points. We can focus on those. Right, that was a lot. That's great. So now we can do country population. And again, we definitely want to do more empathy, but there are not a lot of those connected right now. So it's really unfortunate. All right, well, we could do that there, and that allows us to do food chain. Oh, wow. Oxygen production would give us 19 points, but we still need a lot of empathy, and we have 0. Huh. All right, well, let's try our best. And maybe let's use these special icons to clear out some of these areas. Okay, we still need 4 more empathy points. All right. Okay, now we have the option for 20 points of route length calculation. So we need more physique, and we can get that with that one click. Great, we're almost at an A, so we definitely should be able to earn an A before we run out of turns. Okay, so let's go ahead and focus on memory, then physique. Also 3 physique together. Great, so we've already earned an A grade, so we don't have to worry so much about the test. So let's just keep trying to click as many tasks as we can before we're out of turns. Okay, so sociology of sport. Okay, and we need only 2 more physique, so that's not bad. We can do it. Okay, and then we only have 2 more turns. So realistically, what can we actually do with 2 more turns? Well, we don't really need to worry about any more intelligence. We have enough. So in 2 more turns, we can try to get enough empathy. Probably not likely. And enough physique. So it doesn't look like we're gonna get enough of either of those things, maybe, but let's see what we can do. So at most we can get 2 physique together. But then we would still need more empathy, which we don't have enough. So yeah, we didn't get to clear any more tasks, but we still earned an A on this exam, so that was great. And we have satisfaction from our parents, happiness for ourselves, and 75 bonus knowledge points. So now, as you can see from the background changing again, we have entered a new school. We are in junior high school. There are a lot of new skills available to us. And we've also opened a new location in town, the Red Checker Cafe. And also the mall is open to us. So for now, we're going to go ahead and stop here. We've already gone through being a infant, toddler, going to preschool, and finishing elementary school. We've also made a friend. So we haven't seen her yet, but hopefully that means that we'll bump into our friend Bobby, who hopefully is here at junior high school with us. And we'll kind of play some more in the next video. But if you enjoyed this, I hope that you subscribe. I play a lot of like very cozy games, but I also do like a little more higher level intensity games. So there'll be kind of a variety of games being played. So like I said, if you're interested in seeing me play those games, if you have some requests for games you'd like to see played, of course you can always comment that below. But thanks for watching.